Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Now let's start from where we left. I know it's been like a month since my last upload. I graduated and life was just all over. I was in my hosting era, I was in my touristy era, I was in my celebratory era. I was just, yeah. But to be honest, I hoped I would record, but I just didn't pick up the camera for some reason. And so yeah, happy new month, happy October. I hope it started well for you. We are just a few days into October, but I hope it's going well. Here at least it's getting warmer, so yeah, that's a good thing. When it's getting warmer, it's always a good thing because it means summer is around the corner, Christmas is around the corner, which is usually my favorite time of the year. So yeah, happy new month. I hope you are well. I received so many congratulatory messages from you guys and it just warmed my heart. Thank you so much for rocking this journey with me. Literally, I started this channel I think a few months after I started uni, so it's just been a whole sort of going through the motions with you, writing my thesis, complaining about research and all that until obviously finishing. So I thought let's do one last video about uni life now that I'm done. And I actually got a question on TikTok, like just someone was just asking like how would you say the uni life was of the uni you were at? So if you don't know, I was at Edith Cowan University, which is in Perth, and yeah, this is just my experience as an international student, of course, but this is purely on my experience. People have different experiences, but this, like I always say in all my videos, is just my experience, my thoughts, my everything. So yeah, so the first thing I loved about my uni was the welcoming environment it had towards international students. Now the thing about when I joined during COVID, so a lot of the events were online. I actually started studying online because the borders were not open, even though I was already in Australia. Like the borders of where I was coming, like this state, were not open, so there was no way I could come in, and so I started my studies online. But one of the things I've seen every semester when there's a new group joining is like orientation events. It's usually dubbed O Week, so it's just purely orientation week. People get to know about the uni, people are taken around the uni. Sometimes people are even assigned like sort of like people who can help them sort of like settle in. There's also student associations that sort of like help people settle in. They'll send emails throughout, so once you register and you get a uni email, this student association, it's called Student Guild, basically just sends out information that I actually found quite helpful in terms of knowing even the events that exist, knowing what's going on. Of course, the lecturers are also very helpful in trying to like get you to settle in, because I mean, you're new, you're in a new environment, there's so much going on. It's just not uni, like you're settling in life wise, money wise, everything. You're maybe for the first time like me having to work and study, balancing that out. It can be a lot, and I appreciated the fact that they had such a welcoming environment for students. The second thing I loved about my uni is the cultural diversity that actually exists. So I think I've mentioned in one of my videos how one of my classmates like was telling me the country they were from, and I was like, oh, I went home and literally googled, because I had never heard of that country before I met my classmate. But yeah, it just sort of explains or goes to show that there's so many people, there's so many cultures, and as you interact, you get to know more about the culture, you get to know more about their country, you get to realize that in as much as you're from two different cultures, there's things that are sort of like similar and things that sort of bring you together. And it broadens your perspective, because I mean, you know, there's more than what you know, what you thought you could find. There's more in the world. There's literally more in the world. Another thing I really loved about my uni is the support services it offers, from literally mental health, like you're struggling with mental health as an international student, just there's literally mental health professionals who can talk to you, get to hear what's going on. Is it maybe lack of money? Is it being away from family? Is it adjusting? Like whatever it is, there's people who can talk, who you can talk to about whatever you're going through in regards to your mental health. And then there was like student advisors. If you're just like wondering what to do, you're not so sure what unit to take maybe this semester, there was literally student advisors. There was literally a building called Student Center. So you could find student advisors there who could like answer your questions, help you if you want maybe to get advice on something. If you are not so sure what to do, they were literally there to guide you on that. As an international student, obviously you are on a visa. You're on a student visa, and sometimes the student visa might expire before you're done with your uni, but these people are actually there to like offer you support in regards to your visa. For me, obviously I got my visa before coming, and I couldn't come immediately because the borders were still closed. And so my visa obviously expired before I was done, because time was going. So they just helped me through application of the processing another student visa. And of course it was free because it wasn't my fault that COVID happened. So yeah, but for one reason or another, if maybe you just have deferred your studies for a reason and you need a student extension, I'm sure they should be able to help with that as well. One of the other things I really loved is career support and employability. So every week we would get these emails like telling you the job opportunities that exist, and I remember actually applying for a few from that place, getting a few interviews from there, getting a few jobs from there as well. And it was just a good way, because sometimes you just focused on one site, which is Indeed, for example. You just focused on that site, but there's so many jobs that are advertised through like companies, through uni sometimes, because they're like, we are searching for an intern maybe, and stuff like that. So I loved that about the career options. And then there was this speak to a recruiter kind of like event. It was online, I believe. I'm not so sure if there was a face-to-face meetup. Funny thing is, I registered for the online one and then totally forgot about it until like 2 days later, so I never got to attend it. But yeah, there's things that literally help you see what's in the market, see what you qualify for. There's even people who can help you like write your CV, because like I mentioned in one of my videos, your Kenyan CV or your CV from wherever you are from may not necessarily get you a job in Australia. So you need to sort of like write your CV in an Australian way, so that you're able to stand out and of course secure a job. So my uni actually helped with that. Now the last one, and one I believe that is very good, very important, and it's not really like you're not forced to do it, is the uni had a lot of events and social gatherings that sort of helped one network. And I remember I also applied for like a mentorship program or something through the events, and I got a mentor. And it's interesting because we clicked and we got to share ideas and all that stuff, and it's usually just for a period of time. So after the period is done, then it's just like, yeah, we're done here, thank you for being my mentor, kind of thing. But that actually helps, because I remember when I was meeting my mentor and I was like, I'm not so sure what to do here, I'm going here, I'm pretty nervous. And sometimes that reassurance just helps, basically. Sometimes it's not even about like them necessarily giving you a job or telling you about an opportunity, but just sort of like telling you about maybe helping you network even more, because obviously they have their own networks and stuff. And sometimes there's like uni balls, there's uni events, there's special events to celebrate whatever holiday that are really, really helpful, and things that can also sort of like make you get out of your shell a bit, interact with other students, interact with other international students who are maybe a year above you, or they're finishing, or they've just started. Like, it helps you interact, and you're able to like form networks that could go a really, really long way. So yeah, those are the few things I loved about my uni. I am not so sure if these are the things you love about your uni. If you're already studying, if you're hoping to study abroad, I hope this sort of helps you make your decision, and you kind of like have an idea of what to expect moving forward. But yeah, I just thought I should share my experience. Thank you so much for watching this, and as usual, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We are waiting for you. I will see you in my next one. Bye.